All right, so let's get started. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. My name is Juliano Marquez, and I'm a postdoc researcher at the Horticulture and Landscape Architecture Department at Purdue University. And I co-lead the HortCalculator project, working with Dr. Ariana Torres, who leads this project. So, for the ones who haven't attended the previous webinar series, the HortCalculator is an innovative online financial tool designed to revolutionize how leaf green farmers approach biological control investments. So imagine having a TurboTax style platform specifically designed for agriculture decision making, where you can input your farm's data and receive customized financial analysis to guide your investments choice in biological pest control strategies. So our team is developing this user-friendly tool to help farmers like you to evaluate the economic feasibility of implanting natural enemies and cultural practice in your operation. So through dynamic enterprise budgets, the Hort Calculator will provide a comprehensive financial indicators, including profitability metrics, cost structures, sensitivity analysis, return on investments calculator, and all these financial indicators are tailored to your specific farming context. So this project brings together also expertise from a diverse team of researchers and includes direct input from experienced farmer advisory board to ensure that the tool meets real world needs with correct numbers specific for leaf greens production. So by the end of this initiative, you will not only be able to have financial ratios that you can analyze, and it's good to tell you that we've been training farmers in webinars like this one. We are participating in workshops, developing workshops, and also conducting online lectures and participating in conference. And we are developing a guidebook to help you guys navigate it through this tool. So today we will walk you through our vision for the Hort Calculator and how it will transform the way you approach financial decision making in biological pest control investment. So our topic today is the returns of investing in biological control. So before introducing the presenter of this webinar, I would like to kindly ask you to take a moment to answer three quick questions, and this response is very important for us to report knowledge acquisition to our funding agents. Let me provide the questions to you. Okay, can you all see the questions popped up as a poll in your screen?
I cannot answer the questions, Juliano, because I'm co-host.
Okay, I believe the same as to Jean-Pierre. Yeah,
Me
we
too,
have
yes.
one. We have one response, and okay, let me close it here. Okay, perfect. So is the poll ended, please? Are you guys seeing the poll or it's ended? It's ended, right? Okay, so for this webinar presentation, I would like to introduce Mario Munoz, who is going to guide us on today's topic. And Mario is a master's student in the Horticulture Economics Lab within the Department of Horticulture and Landscape Architecture at Purdue University. Mario, please feel free to jump in and take the lead and conduct us to the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Juliano. Yeah, please confirm that everyone's see my screen. Yeah, I
Yep.
think so. Or just let me. both here. No.
There we go.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. Please. Yeah. Okay, perfect, Dr. Juliano. As you said, my name is Mario Muñoz. I'm a first-year master student here at Purdue. Currently, I'm working in the Hort Business Lab and doing my master in economics and marketing. So today's webinar is the return on investing in biological controls for leafy greens in high tunnels. So if anyone's here had not watched the video, I highly encourage you to go to the links provided. I will provide here at the chat that everyone can watch the video. That is the first thing. So I will copy here at in the chat box, so everyone can watch the video. And yeah, in the video we really explain about what is biological control agents, what are the benefits, and some implications, especially economic implications that we are having when we are thinking in adopting in a new technology like biological control agents. So just for today, I will briefly summarize some of the benefits. As I said, I really encourage you just for looking the video that we recorded just a few days ago. And some of the benefits, for of course, for biological control agents is we can see how was tested in lettuce crops, cutting chemical sprayings up to 48%. And that means that your workers keep working longer than chemical sprays. Okay, so only targets only the bad bugs, leaving the good ones alone, protect soil and water quality, and increase beneficial insects population by over 40%. As a reminder, biological control agents, they are the good bugs. That means that they are released in our target crops and only attack the bad bugs. There is some trends that there is documented that 2.6% in growth in organic produce, that they are using techniques like this. There is a significant expansion in package salad sector and rising consumer preference for minimal chemical inputs. As I said, one of the advantages, we reduce the chemical residues on final products, we enhance our environmental sustainability, and we improve our worker safety conditions. We preserve the beneficial organisms populations and mitigate some pesticide resistance. What are the opportunities for them? We can get a premium pricing opportunity. It's aligned with consumer health preference for products with minimal chemical impact. Also, we can increase our marketability. Definitely, there is a space, a share that we can strategy position in our organic markets products with biological control agents. And we're looking for the long-term sustainability benefits. So this is just for a briefly summary about what we talk in our video. But for today, I would like to dive into the data that we collected for showing in our video. We have a case study that we will compare biological control agents versus conventional chemical insecticides for pest management in a winter high tunnel spinach production. So I will not go really deep into this number that we're explaining in our last webinar, but something like we can say that this is a grower that grows spinach under high tunnel during the winter, and especially has 1,056 square feet, the total spinach area and only for high tunnel. So we have a yield of 440. And something that we have to keep in mind is we're using some add-ons when we're talking about pest control management strategies. So definitely there is some insects that we are interested in applying these techniques. In this case, aphids, it's the first problem for this grower, and he's expecting that it will be a diminish during the percentage when he applies Crassopellar. So we will keep this percentage in mind because that it will be affecting our sales that we were looking for on this video. So we have detail about the sales, the variable cost, labor usage, the equipment and machinery, overhead expenses. But this is where I would like to put more attention is when we are talking about pest control management, we are talking about we are adding some variable cost to our operations, like buying the agents that we will be using. For this case, we are using Chrysoperla, and each bottle has a cost of $40. And in addition, we have some labor required just for different activities for pest management. So we have the releasing of the agents, we just monitor the pest and counting pests. It's really important, and we want to emphasize the importance about a really good record keeping, because without this data, there is not much that we can do. Especially when we are comparing a new technology adoption. We have to have definitely something that you can take a message from this presentation is definitely you have to have really good record keeping practices. So definitely when we are making a comparison between the cost, so we can compare total cost before biological control, and we can compare total cost after biological control. So for this operation, there is something that we are adding on, and it's the variable cost about biological control. So the biological cost will be 160, and that will be affecting my total cost. So there is a difference between my total cost before biological control and my total cost after the biological control. And that definitely will affect my profitability. So we can project our net profit before and after biological controls. And we can see on this example that there is a slightly difference in a projected net revenue profit before and after biological controls. But this doesn't mean too much. So definitely we can use more financial information or other financial knowledge. So measuring the adoption for a new technology. And we have a sensitivity analysis that definitely can help us for understanding better what is the implication about adopting a new strategy, like the biological control. So we can start here and a sensitivity analysis without biological control. This will be our currently situation that definitely we have some total cost projected in our operation that when we have a price of $10 and we have our currently yield or 440. So what will happen if the price drops between 10, 20, or 30%? So definitely that will be implying in my operation. So that will not be a really good a scenario for me. So definitely we can. And what else if the yield is affected by other factor, and that will be decrease my yield. So definitely I can prevent my worst scenario about what will happen if the price drop and my yields drops as well. So it says that my net profit will be affected only for $458. So definitely that is not really suitable to your farm, having really low profit. But what will happen in the other case, that when your price goes up and your yield as well, definitely you will have a really good scenario that your profits will be up to 5,738. But something that we are really interested in is, definitely there is a big difference between biological controls and not biological controls. So when we can compare our current scenario versus not having biological controls, there is a difference in our net profit that we are receiving. And as well, we can measure what will happen if there is different conditions for our price and for our yield. This is one of the first analyses that you can get from the Hort calculator. But what else? We have a break even, and we can measure the break even yield and price using biological control. And what does that mean is we have the price and the cost and how it will be affected my yield, even if those conditions about my cost and my price get some changes. So my current situation, this is I really need just 196 pounds, okay, just for covering all my cost. That my costs here are 1,963. But what will happen if the price increase? That will be a really good condition for you, and you have to drop your yield just for covering your cost. So the optimistic scenario will be if the price goes as high as $13 in this case, while your cost decrease. That is another factor that will necessarily has to be happen. Your yield has to be at least 106 pounds. So definitely this analysis helps me keep in mind that my just for covering my costs is not only necessary that my price goes up. I need to cut down some costs, or maybe just being more efficient in the way that I'm reducing my total cost. But what will happen if the total cost increase by 30% and the price goes down up to $7 per pound? There will be an increase in the yield that is necessarily just for covering all my costs. So for sure, we can continue doing this analysis, and we can play with about what will be my price just for different conditions. So this event price analysis after biological control, this is something that we are really interested in, is how I can move between different ranges of my price for my different sales channels. So that is something that really help us, the Hort calculator, when we are measuring. But these last two indicators, that are really important when we are talking about measuring an adoption of a new technology. And when we have a NBCR of 1.66, it's telling me that I will receive $1.66 on revenue per $1 invested marginally when we apply biological controls instead of non-biological control. So that is really good for your farm and definitely for your profits. But what about the return of the investment? And it says that the return on investment for biological control is 147%. It's telling me that I have earned from $1 that from my initial inversion, I have received $1.46 on the net profit when applying biological control. So definitely when we are talking about adopting a new technology, we can support on these financial tools that definitely will help me just for clarifying about how will my farm will receive in terms of investments, cost, and profits. So definitely that is a really good tool just for keeping in mind that we can use from the Hort calculator. So this is what I got for today. We have a room for a question and answer, but definitely you can email us for your questions for this webinar. And as I said at the beginning, I will encourage you just for watching the video. All the information is explaining there, and you can watch the other videos away in our webinar series. So thank you so much for this time, and I hope that at least you take away a really important message about having really good record keeping practices, and you can use other financial tools like the return on investment or marginal benefit cost ratio just for measuring a specific technology adoption. So thank you, Dr. Giuliano, and this is all that I have for today.
Thank you. Thank you, Mario, for your presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Good presentation, good explanation about those financial ratios. I would like to ask the ones who is still with us until this moment that we've been producing these webinars, and this is the fifth one. On March 30, we will have the sixth one where we are going to talk about how to use the Hort calculator tool to assess farm resilience, farm financial resilience. And it's a very interesting topic where we are going to explain how these financial ratios that we talk today, that Mario explained us today, how it can be used to increase your farm resilience. And among these webinars that we've been developed, a key message that I would recommend and I would like to everyone have it is to have the record keeping. A good record keeping is the fundamentals to have the whole Hort calculator working properly. And after the sixth webinar, we are going to explore those financial ratios and making these financial ratios to make sense for your productivity, and also how to sell your produce in farmers market and pricing strategies. So be tuned in our following webinars, and I would like to thank everyone for participating and keeping with us until this moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you. Bye bye. I'm going to stop recording here.